Hey, um, today I just wanted to provide some food for thought. Um, Let me be clear about this. I don't mean to offend anyone. I just want to get you thinking about things. And I just wish to share some of the things that I've thought about, you know. So today I want to talk about the Bible. Um, Personally, I don't read it like a lot. But every so often I will look through it if I want to find answers. Because while I do believe that this does contain some very true shit, it doesn't contain the whole picture. You know? Like I said, I don't want to offend anybody because I know a lot of Christians are going to think that this video is blasphemy, but you know, like I said, I do think that this entire Bible has truth in it. Every word in here was written, well, not written. It was inspired from the man upstairs. But you know that there is a lot of controversy with this. And the main one being is that it's man-made. You know, this was written by humans and it was edited by humans for like millennia, for thousands of years. And this is not even its original language. The Bible was originally written in, oh man, I don't know, honestly, I don't know. But I know it was written it wasn't written in English, obviously. So through many mistranslations and just over time in general, there have been lots of books in the Bible that were lost. I personally believe that there are hidden books in the Bible, that were deleted because the elite did not want the masses to have that kind of knowledge. Um, because if you really study the Bible and you decode all the messages in it, it's super crazy how everything clicks when you read it. I really do that believe that this book has prophecy in it as well. Things that were written how many years ago are coming true today. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world today, and all of that stuff was predicted in this book. So like I said, I do believe that the Bible is true. After reading this and after studying it with other people, I realized that yeah, my intuition was correct. Uh, we are living in the end times. I don't know when, but I do have a feeling that at some point in my lifespan here on this planet, something major is gonna happen. I don't know if it's the literal rapture where like everybody's rising up towards the sky, or if mass genocide is gonna happen with World War III, or whatever the case may be. I know that something major is gonna happen where this Earth won't be no more. Well, maybe the Earth will survive. It's just humans. Humans are go extinct. And when humans die, the flesh remains, but the soul doesn't stay. The soul goes somewhere else. So when this big event happens, as predicted in here, you are either going to ascend or you're going to stay where you are. Because my personal belief is heaven and hell is what you make of it, you know? Like when you die and you spend your timeline radiating darkness and doing things you're not supposed to be doing, like causing harm to other souls, causing harm to yourself, etc. I believe that when you die, your essence is sent to either a lower vibration in this earth, or you're stuck here, so you reincarnate into something devious and foul. I believe that this life is the life that we have here, like the time that our soul is placed into our bodies and the life that we live. It's not just meant to be lived to experience love and to spread love. It's also meant to expand your mind and expand your knowledge, to learn more about yourself or learn more about the dimensions that we reside in. And if you choose to live a life of ignorance and you don't want to enlighten yourself and you just go about life taking it day by day, like not really caring about anything, I feel that keeps you from ascending to higher dimensions too. Keeps you in hell, because hell is just confusion. It's confusion about what love is, it's confusion about your purpose, it's confusion on what morals are, etc. Um, Now, that's not to say that you need to spend every waking moment reading the Bible, meditating, It's not to say that if you're like a simple man, and you just live a good life and don't really care about spiritual stuff, then I mean, that's cool. You just won't ascend higher, if that makes sense, Like, for example, let's say, and I'm just saying this for purpose sake, let's say there's a man, right? This man lives in, I don't know, somewhere in Asia, and he's a farmer, so he grows his own food, sells it to the market to make a few coins, has enough coins to have a roof over his head, have a few clothes on, simple man, simple life. And he spends his days treating others well, with love and respect, says hi to his neighbors, visits friends and family, etc. Only thing is that this man never tried to find a spirit, you know? He never tried to think about the unseen. Makes sense? This man just lived a good life, did what he did what he had to do to, take care of his basic needs and stuff, but he never tried to operate his full potential. He just thought life was simple. Now, a man like that, of course he's not going to go to hell. Like let's say he didn't believe in God. According to some Christians, that guy is going to hell because of his lack of faith. I mean, I believe he's not. He lived a good life, I just believe when he dies, his spirit is not going to go as far up as, the spiritual ones. Like, I feel that heaven is layered, you know. When you die, you can ascend to the highest point that you can, or you can just go a little bit, you know, because heaven is just the knowledge of understanding how everything works, and it's being with your loved ones. You get me? Like I said, we're all one, we're all connected. When the higher you go in dimensions, the more combined you are with everything, you know? Like, I know that my loved ones lived a good life and that they had faith in something above us. So, right now, currently, my loved ones that are no longer on this earth are residing in those higher dimensions, right? Their energy is in that dimension. Now, when I die, whenever that may be, and I ascend to that same dimension my loved ones are, my energy and my spirit will combine with my loved ones. And that's what it means when Your loved ones are up there, and you're gonna see them again. You're gonna be with them again. Um, and I just feel that the next dimension that we go to, it's always to, how do you say, teach our souls, something to advance our progress into becoming one with everything. Being God. Think I think that that may be the objective. Like I said, this is all food for thought. I don't know. I honest to God do not know anything. This is just theorizing. This is what may be true, based on what I've learned, what I've experienced, etc. You know, because like back to the man who I was discussing earlier, the man that lives in Asia, who lived a good life but wasn't spiritual. Let's say he ascends to the next dimension, right? He goes about like right here. Now in this next dimension that he's in, because this is the third dimension, like right here, the third level, he only ascends a little bit. So while this man is in this dimension, whatever happens here, he's gonna learn something, he's gonna be like, oh hey, maybe I should be a little bit more spiritual, a little bit more loving. And as he learns more and as he learns more, uh, when that form dies in this dimension and he goes a little bit higher, he just learns more and more. Same thing with me. I'm human. I'm not going to understand everything. I'm not going to comprehend all there is to know about this universe, no matter how hard I try. I can only go up so high. So let's say I go like up to here, right? With my loved ones, and we're all residing up here. Uh, After, I don't know, because I don't know. After an X amount of time, if time even exists up there, or after we learn something that increases our soul's understanding of the universe, then we ascend higher and go higher and higher and higher. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how are we all connected if everybody in heaven, the higher dimensions, resides in different levels? Like you have some man down here, you have me up here, you have some people up here, some people down here. We're all on different levels of heaven, right? How are we all still connected? It's simple. We just are. Because like it's kind of like a sandwich. The dimensions, like the third dimension that we're currently in right now, like this reality is like in the middle. When you die, you can either stay in the middle or you can go lower than our current reality. The lower vibrations. That's hell, and they're all connected. The ones below, and then above is all the ones above our reality is the ones that are all connected. So even though we're on different levels, we're still all spiritually connected. It may be a faint connection, but it's still there nonetheless. Because lower dimensions construct the higher ones. Right as of right now, we're in three dimensions. Height, weight, height, length, and width. You know, because the second spatial dimension is just like, let's say it would be this rectangle, right? That's the second dimension. It doesn't have depth yet. I hope I'm wording this right. Like it doesn't have depth yet. It's not three dimensional as of right now. It's just a rectangle. But once you add on another dimension, you form 3D. Get me? Because like first dimension would just be a dot on this, and then you would bring about second dimension by adding length length and width, right? And then you would add the third dimension by You would add the third spatial dimension, my bad. These are all space dimensions, okay? It defines what it is, like how you can hold it and whatnot. I mean, another dimension you would add to this book, this Bible, is time. The pages that make up this Bible were once part of a tree. Uh, how long did it take to cut down the tree, to get that tree to a factory, to press the whatever the material is into a book, or not into a book, into paper, and then once you got the paper, how long did it take to assemble the paper together, or like how long did it take to like print out the words, how long did it take to ship, age, time. That's another dimension to the book. um, Another dimension is emotion. What feelings were put into this book, because I've taken this Bible everywhere, and this wasn't my original Bible. This was my father's, I believe, my parents. And whenever my parents opened up the Bible and read it, they were going through some type of emotion, whether it was joy, sadness, frustration, bliss, serenity, whatever the emotion was, whatever they were feeling when they were reading this book, that energy, that emotion was put into this book, and this book absorbed that. That this is the dimension. This is why I like this book. Sometimes my sister got a hold of it, and she would open it and she would draw on it with crayon. And even though she couldn't comprehend what she was doing, she doesn't know what this book is because she's young. She's still putting emotion when she was making her art in the book. This book absorbed that energy, so that's why I love this book. It's a family object. I draw energy from it. You get me? So do you kind of understand what I'm saying? All these different dimensions, like the space, length, width, and height, depth, the time dimension, how old it is, the energy dimension, the emotion put into this, all of that makes up this. It's not just one thing, This is connected to all those other things and events I just mentioned. It's the same thing with the higher dimensions. Everything above this three-dimensional reality, all those higher frequencies, they all make up the higher realm. That's why they're all connected. You follow me? So that's what I believe heaven and hell is. Um, I also believe that hell, when you go to hell, you're just reliving your regrets. You're realizing how many times you messed up. And you learn from it, hopefully, and then your soul gets sent to another place where it can have a second chance at learning something. Um, but yeah, like the Bible is really important. It's a really important spiritual book to help guide you to finding God. I believe it is necessary to read it, but it's not the only thing to read. You know, you can also find other sacred texts to help you understand spirituality better. I don't think that's blasphemous. We live in a world where there's so many different religions and different beliefs. I think the best way to find your own path is to get multiple viewpoints. Don't just stick to one thing, you know? You need to have multiple sources of information because how are you ever gonna learn? This earth is built from different viewpoints, and the reason that there's so much conflict and violence in this world is because we don't know how to embrace each other's differences. We don't know how to fight over them. Um, so yeah, like it's always good to get different viewpoints, whether it's from a book, whether it's from a person, from a show, from documentaries, whatever. It's always good to gain different perspectives to learn the most about something. And like I said before, anything in this dimension doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's all up to you. It's all up to the individual to find their own pathway to God and to ensure that they rise above to the higher dimensions, because while this is necessary, it's not, it's up to you how you interpret it. Everybody reads this thing differently. Now, there's common interpretations, of course. At the end of the day, we all read this thing differently. Every passage in here means something different to somebody. It's up to you at the end of the day. This is just a tool. It's a guidance. It's not, how do I say this? It's not essential. Because I don't seem to comprehend how certain Christians, they're like, if you don't read the Bible, you're going to hell. Or if you don't read the Bible, you're never going to find God. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said earlier, there's plenty of people on this earth who do good things, who know God in different ways. And because a person is not going to conform to your belief system, you look down that person. That doesn't make any sense. Like I said before, if you don't read the Bible, you're probably not going to know certain things. Your understanding is not probably is not going to be as deep, probably. So maybe that will be like a roadblock in your ascension to higher dimensions. But I mean, like I said, it's all up to you about how you do it. Some people don't even know how to read. Some people are illiterate. So like, what if they do something else to find God? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really like rules in general, because rules are so stupid. The person who creates rules, it's subjective. Everybody's unique and different. Even though we're equal, we're all unique, man. We're not going to find God through one specific set course. It's just up to you. That's all I want to say. But yeah, like, I believe in the Bible. Like there's lots of advice and wisdom in here that has helped me. Like I said in my third song off my album, when I question my suffering, the Bible tells me that it's to build endurance and build character, which I believe. And I never would have had that idea had I not read the Bible. Because, yeah, I suffer a lot. And, you know, the universe attracted a passage to me, and it told me that in order to grow and in order to be strong, you need to break your heart and open it to reveal who you truly are inside. Because when trials and tribulations happen in your life, it's up to you to either give into it, break down, and just give up, or you can reflect on why you're going through such tribulations, learn from it, learn how to cope with it, and move on to the next one. Life is a constant battle with your demons. Like J. Cole said, you can either run from them or you can choose to look yourself in the mirror and fight them. Figure out ways to say that despite anything I go through, my spirit and my faith is strong. So, I'll look to you. Like, are you gonna have faith in yourself? Have faith that, you know, everything has a purpose, everything has a reason? Or are you just gonna be like, I don't have the tenacity to fight off such things, so I'm just gonna let my demons take the wheel and I'm gonna distract myself from them by not focusing on my spirit, distracting myself with drugs and television and various other distractions, you know. Like I said, it's just all up to you. What are you gonna do? I personally choose to meditate, to open up my gates so that I can flow the universe inside me, so that I can observe what my soul has learned. Because you know, this isn't my first form. My soul has been in other places before. My soul has so much hidden wisdom, like a locked treasure chest. So when I align my chakras, I get visions up here on of what's inside that locked treasure box. You get me? I get flashes of wisdom, of insight, of intuition telling me how to navigate through life and its rocky places. Like I said, this thing really does help, you know. This Bible plants a lot of good head seeds. You know, thoughts are like plants. Your mind is a garden. When you read the Bible, you plant good seeds that sprout flowers of wisdom in your mind that you can look back on, you know? Also, thoughts are like cells. They divide. You can spread the word of the Bible to others and maybe help them, you know? And then eventually it would circulate around because if thoughts are like cells, why do you think that most of our programming, when I say programming, I mean what's on Netflix, what's on Hulu. When I say programming, I mean the mainstream music. When I say programming, I'm talking about the advertisements you see everywhere. Why do you think that stuff has a bunch of negativity and materialistic worshiping and just in general negative things in it? It's because they want to spread that stuff to numb your mind and to numb your third eye. You know, thoughts divide, man. Why do you think that the current president is Donald Trump? You know how much negativity that spreads when you bring him up? Those are like cells, homie. There's a reason why the true meaning of the Bible does not reach mass conscious. There's a reason why a lot of true talent will not make it in Hollywood and be popularized and millions of people will know about it. You know, there's a reason for that. It's because thoughts are like cells and they divide. So the people, the world powers who control all the banking systems and control the banking companies, they don't want a well educated, free thinking society. They want people who are dumb, who don't critically analyze their situations. They want obedience. That's why religion was created. Certain religions, my bad, I'm sorry. Like I said, not all religions are bad. However, certain ones are created to control people. You know, it's really sad. I wish that the true words of the Bible were spread so that people understand what love is and people understand what the true God is. Because yeah, a lot of people take the Bible out of context. They like to nitpick, I think is the word. They like to pick out certain passages to further their agenda, you know, completely twist what the original meaning was. There's a lot of false idols nowadays. There's a lot of false gods being worshipped. And that's what people are wrong. I believe it says that in the Bible too. Do not worship false idols. Worship me, the one, the creator, you know. And like I said, I don't like placing labels on things. I just refer to it as God because that's the most commonly referenced name for it. I just believe that you can't place a label on something with that magnitude of energy and knowledge. Because to me, God is just everything. He's everything. He's the multiverse. He's everything that ever was, everything that wasn't. He's all knowing, all seeing, all that stuff, man. He knows everything. And I believe that his vibration is on the purest form of love there is. That's what runs everything, is love. And people don't know the true meaning of that either. Like I said earlier, thoughts and souls divide. So, with everything that is placed in front of us, they spread a false idea of what love really is. A lot of people think that love is just that heart thingy on Facebook, or the heart on Instagram, or not even saying it, texting it to somebody. No, love is showing it. Love is gazing to somebody's eyes and just knowing that your soul and that other person's soul are orbiting around each other for a reason. And there's different types of love. If I had a girlfriend, I would love her one way. I love my family in a different way. I love my best friends in a whole nother way. I love myself in a different way. They're all different types of love, but at the same day, it's love nonetheless. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I believe that's what God wants to teach us all. And maybe that's why we were put on this earth to suffer. Because once we learn what genuine hate is, and we learn about all the evil things that a soul can do, then we realize that we shouldn't be doing that because it's not healthy for the mind, body, and spirit. Maybe, like I said, it's all about just learning a lesson. And unfortunately, most lessons are learned the hard way. I know that from experience from my childhood. A lot of my wisdom I have now was not told to me. I had to experience some really messed up things, that left scars on my soul. And it's sad, honestly, but I mean, I'm learning to accept it. And like I said, switching my frequency. Before, I used to hate myself and hate the world. Why? Because I didn't understand it. Confusion. That's what hell is, confusion. And then I learned to accept, just to accept things the way they are, even if they don't go your way. And that's love. I love the universe now, and I love myself, even with all its flaws. And even with the amount of confusion I still have about certain things, I've learned to just accept and to attract knowledge and understanding. So yeah, I believe in this. I believe I have a whole lot of wisdom. I just wish that they would release the full version, because deep down my intuition tells me that there's a lot of hidden books that they have not allowed the public to read because it contains knowledge that will enlighten so many people. And I feel that way back when, the elites were like, we can't have a society with that kind of knowledge. That's why they cut out certain parts of it. Because if you omitted the entire book, people will start to question things. So they were like, we have to give them a little piece of it. And then we have to also start forming institutions to take things out of context to confuse them further about the word. Also, if you omitted the full thing, people will believe that there's something, in there and that they're up to no good. You have to allow the public to have a little piece of the pie, to fool them further. Kind of like how with, forget it, I forget what I was saying, but yeah. So dreams don't work unless you do. That's true. If you want to achieve your dreams, work hard for it. Spread the love. Increase your knowledge. And that's the truth. I don't think I have any more to say, so until next time.